Safeguarding children. The action we take to promote the welfare of children and protect them from harm. It is everyone's responsibility. Everyone who comes into contact with children and families has a role to play. Safeguarding and protecting the welfare of children is defined for the purposes of protecting children from maltreatment, preventing impairment of children's health or development, ensuring that children grow up in circumstances consistent with the provision of safe and effective care, and taking action to enable all children to have the best outcomes. In 2011 to 2012, over 600,000 children in England were referred to local authority children's social care services by individuals who had concerns about their welfare. For children who need additional help, every day matters. Academic research is consistent in underlining the damage to children from delaying intervention. The actions taken by professionals to meet the needs of these children as early as possible can be critical to their future. Children are best protected when professionals are clear about what it is required of them individually and how they need to work together. Effective safeguarding systems are those where the child's needs are paramount and the needs and wishes of each child, be they a baby or infant or an older child, should be put first so that every child receives the support they need before a problem escalates. All professionals who come into contact with children and families are alert of their needs and any risk of harm that individual abusers or potential abusers may pose to children. All professionals share appropriate information in a timely way and can discuss any concerns about an individual child with colleagues and local authority children's social care. High quality professionals are able to use their expert judgment to put the child's needs at the heart of the safeguarding system so that the right solution can be found for each individual child. All professionals contribute to whatever actions are needed to safeguard and promote a child's welfare and take part in regularly reviewing the outcomes of the child against specific plans and outcomes.
Safeguarding children means protecting children from being abused or neglect, getting the right support in place as early as possible, and creating an environment in which children and young people feel safe and healthy. This basically means that children should be protected by means of making them feel safe from the environment at which they are familiar to. The Children Act 2004 identifies and places a responsibility on child practitioners to work together to help a child meet the following 5 priority outcomes: be healthy, stay safe, enjoy and achieve, make a positive contribution, achieve economic well-being. To achieve this aim, emphasis is placed on identifying and addressing a child's needs at an early stage, before they become problematic and interactable. This will require some change to the way that the child practitioners have worked up to now. Emphasis will be on adopting a holistic approach to identifying a child's need at an early stage and of working with the family and other agencies to identify ways of meeting these needs. Practitioners will be expected to agree between them who is the best person to lead the support being given to an individual child at any one point in time. This lead professional may change as the child's need changes and develop. The government has asked all parties to work together with the children and to use a common format to assess the needs of individual children who are at risk or vulnerable in some way. It has asked that all professionals use the same form to record their concerns and knowledge about a child to avoid duplication and the loss of vital information about a child that may make an effective assessment of their needs. This is particularly important in terms of avoiding the outcome in the case of Victoria Klimbe, who tragically died partly because the information sharing between agencies was not effective. This common approach is known as the Common Assessment Framework process.
Rationale: why the focus is relevant in healthcare services. The Every Child Matters Change for Children agenda was reflected in the National Service Framework for Children, Young People and Maternity Services. This was a 10-year program to stimulate long-term improvements in children's health and welfare through setting standards to ensure fair, high-quality and integrated children's health and social care. Recommendations for change were made in the reports triggered by the death of Peter Connolly, which focused on many of the same issues. These included call for greater improvements in the recruitment, training, management, and supervision of all frontline social workers, and reduce and better manage case loads, and for all agencies with safeguarding role to have clear duties and responsibilities to work together and share information. Health services that work together are social workers, GPs, teachers, and guardians. Safeguarding children is important to healthcare services because it helps them to work together and put the child's well-being first.
The Milton Keynes Clinical Commissioning Group developed a safeguarding policy. This policy outlines safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children, child protections, roles and responsibilities of healthcare organisations and healthcare professionals, identification of training requirements and provisions across the service, how it is to be monitored and audited, information sharing, and the support, supervision, and advice needed for staff. Local areas may have different policies for safeguarding, and it is therefore important that healthcare professionals must make themselves aware of these policies in the areas they work. This will ensure that they are providing care according to local guidelines, which will show consistency throughout the service. Milton Keynes Safeguarding Children's Board is the key statutory mechanism for agreeing locally how relevant organisations will cooperate to safeguard and promote the welfare of children, and for ensuring the effectiveness of what they do. The policy clearly shows the aims and objectives, which is to provide a clear outline to all healthcare professionals, not only those working with children, but any coming into contact with children, to safeguard and promote their welfare in accordance to the safeguarding and children protection procedures. Healthcare professionals are in a strong position to identify healthcare needs or safeguarding concerns and need to be aware of the responsibility to safeguard and promote the welfare of children and young people.
In conclusion, it is vital to safeguard children, especially in society where abuse has become a current norm. For that reason, every adult within the society should feel responsible for every single child they come across and take action if need be. Health professionals and members of the public should familiarize with the children laws and policies in place in order to be able to understand what constitutes child maltreatment and also identify any sign of child abuse or neglect. Act as an effective advocate for the child. Demonstrate an understanding of the potential impact of a parent or carer's physical and mental health on the well-being of a child in order to be able to identify a child at risk. Health professionals should identify their professional role, responsibilities, and professional boundaries, and those of their colleagues in a multidisciplinary team and in multi-agency setting. They should also identify possible signs of sexual, physical, or emotional abuse or neglect using child and family focused approach. Finally, health professionals should undertake, where appropriate, a risk and harm assessment and know how to communicate effectively with children, and equally know how to contribute to and make considered judgments about how to act to safeguard and protect a child.